You're gonna play Annie. Play Annie. See why I tell you all to pick Annie? Pick Annie. I hope he enjoys Annie, because that's all he's allowed to play from now. If Quas doesn't play Annie, he's getting benched for Hoshinshin. I can see Hoshinshin willing to play Annie. So I'm gonna invite you again. I want you to pick Annie.
Do you want to claim? Play Annie. You want to tilt your opponent? Play Annie. You auto-filled mid? Annie. Auto-filled support? Annie.
Want to torture the souls of your enemies and devour their essence to sustain your own existence?
Play fucking Annie! Hey guys, sorry I'm back, just got a little bit carried away there. But hey, today I'm going to talk to you about why I strongly dislike Annie, the champion that is basically the baby's first mid laner of League of Legends. Like, you know how stickle bricks are for kids who don't play with Lego? Annie is that to League of Legends. Now come to think of it, does this count as bullying a kid? Am I cyberbullying a 9-year-old? What is this? Leafy is here! This is why I hate Annie. Annie is the be-all and end-all when it comes to a noob champ, and there is no inherently strong counter picks to her. She has been a pretty well-rounded pick for a very, very long time. I mean, hell, I made a joke at the beginning about how basically pro players or anyone of note has said at some point in their life, if you want to get better at the game, play Annie. But Christ, it's actually pretty true. You simply couldn't have a more bare bones simple champion for learning all the basics of League. She requires such a lack of mechanics that I think every single player under the sun has at some point in their League of Legends career said to someone else, you know, I don't feel like thinking this game. I think I'm just gonna play Annie. Consistently getting CS, improving map awareness since you don't have to pay a whole lot of attention in lane, roaming, successfully ganking, maintaining your passive, learning your limits with a champion so you can tell just from a few cues when you can all in and where your kill range is, learning matchups, knowing how a lane will play out very early on. Annie basically covers all of these things, and I mean, technically, every champion covers all of these things, but have you actually tried doing all of these things when you're a newer player? Or you're just low elo when you're playing Rise or something ridiculous? You're just sitting there trying to cross your eyes to look at the minimap while smashing your keyboard to bits with the patented sledgehammer technique, all the while praying the enemy mid laner doesn't actually realize that you're playing Rise, and then deciding to end your miserable existence? So you may be asking, Ross, why is she not picked in the LCS if she's so good? Well, my friend, I will explain. It is because she is the most telegraphed champion in what she does in the entire League of Legends. You know that at level 6, you will be clenching your butthole together in Weight of Death's sweet embrace, delivered by a small, red-headed, bear-wielding pyromaniac. You also know that if you just stay slightly outside of her all-attack range, that she will never be able to damage you even just a little bit. At least not without popping every single summoner spell that she has. And this is one of the main things that I hate about her. She doesn't really have a high skill ceiling. You learn her combo, and that's pretty much it. She gets worse as your opponents get better as you get higher elo. Any player worth their salt will see a stun indicator floating around Annie and instantly avoid you like you just said that you eat McDonald's burgers without taking the wrapper off.
Ah, delicious. So, oh, God.
For real, it's quite literally the bane of playing Annie. It's the one counter to Annie. Sure, you can abuse people that are essentially sleeping through all of their games, but unless you pop flashes or seriously take dominance of a lane, you get your stun up, the enemy laner is going to ghost you. You get level 6, the enemy mid laner might as well be in another lane for how far away this person is going to move away from you to make sure that you don't clap him with the only one thing that you can actually do to them. And that's kind of the issue. No matter how good of an Annie player you are, the fact of the matter is that even a low elo player could tell you what an Annie can do, and it kind of relies on mispositioning and a lack of awareness from the enemy for you to really take advantage of what Annie can do. Relying on enemies face checking bushes, clumping up together. The higher skill level you get, the less this happens and the more truly difficult Annie is to succeed. Now I know there are some really, really great Annie players out there who are particularly good at picking up the slack where Annie fails, or pro players who know the perfect composition to pick Annie into. Like, I can see her really being ridiculously broken with a Camille or a Malphite, someone that has a really good follow-up for Annie to move into. But let's be honest, if you're hovering around the silver region, you're gonna have a Teemo top. And you're going to have a Yi jungle, and God only knows what your bot lane is going to be doing. They might as well be playing Ultimate Bravery for the consistency of champion rotations down there. So, if Annie is going to be a one-man army because her team are undeniably just spamming XD in the ult chat every time they get a kill, and she's basically the only person who can make a single play, if the enemy team is even remotely organized, then you're basically gonna be out of luck. A team keeping spread out, not clumping together for a 5-man tippers, or the backline just being supported by someone who can pretty much totally mitigate all that burst damage, like a Janna or a Lulu, it's just grounds for having a bad time. However, if you're playing against an Annie and you have the audacity to pick any kind of squishy champion, and your team are out for themselves, they're not team players, they're all just solo queue warriors who are all trying to 1v9 at the same time and don't realize that you actually win games a lot better if you help your team, then I am tremendously sorry, but you're shit out of luck there, bro, because every single fight is gonna play out like the most one-sided stand fight in anime history.
Yay,
So, now you've got the lowdown on Annie, why she's horrible to play as well as play against, and why I strongly dislike her. Feel free to suggest the next champion below, just make sure that you're not suggesting a champion which I've already done before, which everybody does. Why not click that little eye at the top right of the screen and watch another why I hate on a champion you may not like too. Just let that anger out. The best way to do it is just, just watch my videos. That's it. That's all you gotta do. Anyway guys, as I say, thank you very much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, please feel free to drop a like on it, and if you're new to the channel as well, join the sock drawer, join the community, hit that subscribe button. Love you guys so much for the support. Thank you all very much. I'm gonna go play World of Warcraft now. Maybe I'll see you guys next time. I'll see. Don't know when that's gonna be. Bye.